Everybody, welcome back to Dual Planet. We talk all things media. How is doing? Hope everybody's doing well. And today, guys, we have a little bit of a different video for you. Cause me and Az have been excited for. As always, obviously, I'm joined by Aztrael.
Hello, everyone.
So if you guys know, we have talked about Dune Awakening. Dune Awakening is a survival. Is it MMO?
Yep.
It's a survival MMO set in the Dune Awakening in the Dune universe. But in this timeline of the game, Paul Atreides isn't alive. He is actually not born. His mother had a daughter instead of a son, and you play a sleeper or whoever who's been sent down to Arrakis to find out what happened to the Fremen, who are obviously the people with the blue eyes, and you've got to find out what happened to them and things like that. So, but it's got survival aspects, so base building, story, stuff like that. And we got to play the beta. And it was a non-NDA beta, so we were allowed to record the videos and stream it. We thought we would record during the beta and then let know our thoughts afterwards. Been a few days since the beta ended, and as has obviously sent me
I've
some.
cried.
What?
I've cried.
What?
I want to play the game again. I want to play the game.
We had so much fun with it. It was definitely an amazing experience. And yeah, so basically what we're gonna get into, you'll see footage of the game, and we'll show you some stuff and everything like that, and how it works, and other things. So, I don't know what should we talk about first.
Let's talk character creation.
Okay,
So you
so
got to make your own personal Dune avatar
what I'll do is
with.
is the character creator benchmark still?
Oh yeah, you can access that at any time.
So I'm gonna re-download that, and what I'll do is I'll get footage of the actual character creator, because what I did was import my character from that
Yeah,
to play the
Ride it as
beta.
well. But yeah, you get literally hundreds of choices of like height, hairstyle, hair color, beard styles, tattoos, scars, makeup, like quite a lot of staggering like customization options to make your ideal Dune character. And then you get a nice little like prologue cutscene where your character is speaking to a reverend mother of the Bene Gesserit, and you have to answer a bunch of questions like where you're from. So you get to pick like a home world, which gives you like a dialogue trait and an emote. You get to choose like what kind of person you were on that home world, which again will give you a dialogue trait. And then the most impactful choice that you'll make is your mentor or your starting class. Now, Dune Awakening is different from many other MMOs or survival games because every skill in the game you can unlock given time. So you will be able to unlock every active ability, every technique, every passive. And then you can obviously use all of that to create your unique build. In the beta, Slasher was a trooper. You were a trooper planetologist, Those were
Yeah.
like the two classes you had access to.
Yeah.
I was a Bene Gesserit to begin with, which meant I had access to the voice, but I also found a Trooper trainer and the Planetologist trainer, which meant I had access to 3 skill trees that I was able to mix and match stuff. And at the start of the game, you're fairly limited. You have like one ability. I think for Troopers, you start off with the Shiga wire cable, which is like a grapple that you can use to like either like pull yourself along the floor quickly. You can sometimes use it to negate fall damage, or if you don't have a suspensor belt, which we'll get onto the suspensor belts because they're fucking awesome. Or you can use it to ascend up a thing. I'm sure Jordan has footage of us scaling the hammer potentially.
Yeah, I did. I
Um,
think I did. That's one thing I did record, I believe.
So you might see some footage of that in the background now of how you can actually use some of the abilities not just for combat but for also exploration. And then the Bene Gesserit, which is the only other class that we really got to be in action through me, gave me access to a bunch of movement speed abilities. I could like teleport behind enemies to like attack them in melee range quickly. I could like use super speed and dash across open dunes. And I could obviously use the voice to compel people to approach me in a stunned state, which was great for us because it allowed us to kill them very quickly. And then the other classes of Mentat, what are the other ones? Mentat, Swordmaster, and there's one that I'm missing. Because it's Trooper, Mentat, Bene Gesserit, Swordmaster, something else. But they Swordmaster, Bene Gesserit, Trooper. Oh no, that's all of them. I got all of them. So obviously you can sort of guess what each of the classes do. The Planetologist allows you to get like more resources from mining. The Trooper is like your standard military guy. You get grenades, you get military equipment. Bene Gesserit, magical powers, the voice, stuff like that. Mentat are human supercomputers who can like analyze the battlefield. They have access to like assassin tools and stuff. And then Swordmaster, which is one that I'm really sad I didn't get to play with, because we did get to play with the abilities in a in one of the trials that we did. Was also really, really fun. Now, the starting ability for each of them is obviously different. Swordmasters get deflection. Mentats get the Sentinel, which I believe is a turret, which apparently was really strong in the beta. Bene Gesserits get the ability to compel, and then Troopers get Shiga wire cables. Yeah, so that's sort of character creation. You'll make your choice, and then you'll get another cutscene, and by the end of that, you'll be waking up in a cave after your transport was shot down by who I'm assuming is our main friend for this this game. I can't remember his name. It's like Zentata or Zenrata or something. Really cool guy. Gets a really cool fight scene in the prologue area. But obviously after the prologue area, me and Slasher were in the open world, which I think is probably the best place to jump to next, talking about the open world.
Yeah.
So do you want to take the open world and walk them through what it's sort of built up like?
So in the open world, once you've done the opening segment, is you put into a specific area of the map. That is sandstorms and has other players. There are other players around. There's 40 players in an area.
Yeah. So each segment of the map will have 40 players that you'll interact with.
Yeah.
in your world.
So there's 40 players in each segment. Me and Az got to be in the same region because we were in the beta, and obviously, but when the game fully releases on, well, for us it'll be June 5th, so we can probably get in on that anyway.
Yeah.
Instantly. We So in the open world, we found each other. We spawned pretty far from each other, to be fair. And Will made his way to me. So basically, the top of the screen, there, so you can even turn them off and select ones that you want to do. But the main thing is, it teaches you how to craft, what tools there is, and stuff like that. So there's many aspects to it. So if you wanted to, you had to buy like a scanner, and then the way that obviously how game materials works is you have a scanner, and it's a scanner and laser tool. So you scan the piece of rock or whatever it may be, and when you've scanned it, it will tell you where you can cut, and you cut along the blue line, and you've got it. It blows up, and you get the pieces. Sometimes pieces will be on the ground, and you've got to pick them up. Obviously, there are areas that are safe, and there's areas that are not safe. Sandworms. Big, massive worms.
Which I'm hoping that Jordan does this, but if you want to know just how scary the sandworms are, enjoy the footage of me getting eaten. If Jordan has that,
I do believe I have that. I will put
enjoy
that up.
enjoy the footage of me getting eaten because I was abandoned.
I didn't abandon you.
But no, the sandworms aren't actually that scary until you have to cross that gap.
So basically, there are massive areas. So there's massive lengths of sand of the dune. There's massive lengths from end to end.
And I think the game actually names them open sand.
Yeah.
Or like open.
So
or
it
like...
takes you from one area to another, and you have to travel that distance, and a sandworm will come after you. So...
There is a 100% chance that... Well, actually, it's not, because if someone else crosses at roughly the same time as you, like what happened with me and you because we were on separate bikes, the worm ate me, and then it would have probably come for you if you hadn't made it. But because it was focused on eating me, you made it.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of like strategy to it, and we found a really good way to get across. It was like the shortest distance with the least amount of hills that we had to climb each way. And obviously, another good thing to talk about here is vehicles, because we got to play around with the sand bikes. And especially towards the end of the game, when we got to the Mark II version, I think we both started going, oh yeah, sandworms aren't a problem anymore.
Yeah,
we were pretty fast.
And we put boosters on them as well, which made it even better.
There's a lot of stuff to think. Also, saying it's a survival game is pretty like under-characterizing it, because you don't have to eat food to survive. You don't even have to drink water. You can go without drinking any water. You just get debuffs.
Yeah.
So the survival mechanic becomes more about water management, which at the start of the game is actually really difficult. Yeah. And I like that because you really do get a sense of progression. I think about at the 7-ish hours mark, me and Jordan unlocked Dew Reapers and Litogens.
Yeah.
Which allowed us to fill up a tanker in our inventory with water that our characters could then sip from as we were journeying around Arrakis.
It was a survival game in the beginning, but then it goes more into the MMO side after that. And then that's when you get into the story side. Story in this game is very well done. You get to learn a lot. So later on in the game, we didn't get to obviously do any of this. So for us, we only got to do 3 trials or four,
5.
5 trials.
So we
There's
got
more
5.
than
We
that.
got to we did trials 1 and 2, and then trial 3. Oh no, we got to do 4 trials. Trial 3 we didn't actually get to do because the altar had been destroyed. But then trial 4 was us climbing the hammer,
Yeah,
which I believe is the highest point in the game. Also, probably the most fun we had in the game was jumping off of that and Spencer belting down.
yeah. We climbed that thing and then realized afterwards that they were way up. So we was like, nah, it was fine. That was more fun. Um. So basically, what we get was, through the game, you do these trials. There are 5 of them in the beginning. The ones that we can't do take us somewhere else. So there is another sector of the map
There's quite a
that
few
is
other sectors.
known as Harco Village.
Yeah, so there's Arakeen and Harco Village,
Yeah,
which are social hubs.
which are social hubs. So that means those areas alone, I think, are full of more than 40 people. Um,
I don't know. I don't think that. I think that each Harco village is capped at 40,
right. So
but the exchange is server wide.
yeah. So
So each
basically,
server's got like subworlds.
yeah.
The exchange is for your server. I don't think it's cross server for the exchange.
Right. So basically, the idea is when we get to that point of the game, we obviously we didn't get to do this in the beta. But I'm just going to mention it now for when we do
I
any
think it's
more
pay
videos.
tax.
Yeah, you've got to pay tax on so basically when you start building in a certain area on the map, you have to pay taxes um
To the Emperor.
to the emperor, or he will basically destroy your house.
Yeah, he'll shut down your thief console, which is generating a shield around your base, which prevents it from getting decayed during sandstorms and stuff.
Yeah,
Also, don't leave your bikes or ornithopters outside. Sandstorms
yeah,
do hurt.
we learned that the hard way. So you have to basically do that, and also make sure that you just build your base fortified. Um, there is no PvP. There was no PvP. So basically, these social hubs is where you can sell blueprints for bases. So you can actually sell blueprints for bases that you have built, so that other people can buy those. And yeah, it'll also probably be where you buy cosmetics and stuff like that. It'll also be where you get to choose basically what faction you go with,
Yes.
which is either the Harkonnens or the Atreides. And the way that PvP works in the game, because the game is PvE and PvP, you either fight for the Atreides or fight for the Harkonnens, and in these PvP areas, the idea is that you fight for control over spice, and then once you do that, if no one's winning that fight though, you call a sandworm and then you win anyway. Depends who does it first. So once you've done that, at the end of every cycle or whatever it is, whoever's house is won, gets to decide stuff for their server. So maybe, I don't know, a reduction on tax or
So there's
something like that.
there's a special event at the end of every cycle called the Landsrad, which is where the winning faction, which will be the faction that has accrued the most spice through open warfare on the spice sands, will get to choose policy that affects the entire server. So what that might be is for any Atreides allied houses, taxes are reduced by 50%, but taxes for Harkonnen players are increased by 50%. So that gives you your incentive to keep battling and to keep trying to win, so that your faction has the best time playing the game. I can imagine that the Harkonnens will have a really, really bad time because most people will probably go Atreides. But that all takes place in the deep desert, which is where the cap gets lifted. So instead of 40 player worlds, it becomes a server thing. So everyone on your server is in the deep desert, because it's so big. It's apparently massive. We did get to see one of those spice blows. If you remember that big purple explosion we saw in the distance at one point, that's a spice blow. And what you can do there is you can harvest spiced sand, which then you can sprinkle onto your food and eat, and that gives you a increase to your prescience bar, or prescience bar, which is a completely other thing that happens in the story after the fourth trial. But the goal, I think, of it is they're wanting to make it a community thing. Like your server will have like a community of Harkonnens, a community of Atreides supporters, and then as you're battling, guilds form and come together, and you end up with like very well-known guilds, maybe even very well-known players that are known for doing certain things during fights in the war. As for the sandworm that you can summon, it is the biggest sandworm that can be summoned. It is massive. It's not a thing of if no one's winning, summon it. It's a thing of if, let's say, the Atreides are winning this current battle, their spice harvesters are going really well. They're not getting blown up by Harkonnens, and the Harkonnens are getting absolutely destroyed. A Harkonnen player can place down a thumper, which will activate like a timer, and players will have to vacate the area lest they get swallowed by the sandworm. And another thing to mention that I didn't mention about the sandworms is if you get eaten by a sandworm, you lose everything.
Yeah.
And you cannot retrieve it.
Will knows that firsthand, like I showed you the clip earlier. He got eaten, and he had nothing that he died with.
I had nothing. My bike was
die
destroyed.
Normally, you do keep like your gadgets.
You keep everything. You just lose some resources from your.
But if you die from a sandworm, you best be getting ready to get your stuff back.
Yeah, make sure you have materials, because
basically make sure you have either materials or have backup things.
Yeah, but that's all future stuff. That's all stuff that we didn't really get to experience. The Landsrad, the taxes, the
I just want to
Harco
mention
village
this now, so you guys know that there is more to come. We didn't experience everything in the beta.
We got to play like 20-ish hours, and I think I played like 16. So I played a lot of what was available. I played more than Jordan did. I unlocked quite a lot of the.
I wanted to basically save. I know when it comes out fully, I'm going to be playing it a lot. I just wanted to save some stuff for release. Yeah. I didn't want to spoil myself too much.
I think that from what we played, like the story was quite good. Obviously, we got to Trial 4, which, spoiler alert, gives you blue eyes. Your character starts to have the Fremen blue eyes. Another thing we didn't mention was still suits. They are in the game. They are not just a pre-order bonus. I know people were concerned about that because they saw the pre-order bonus for the Ultimate Edition being the movie still suit. That's not the case. The still suits are in the game normally.
Yeah, they
And
just don't
there
the
are
movie pre-order bonuses and like the for the Ultimate Edition is basically just that's all it is. It's just a cosmetic choice.
yeah, and the thing. So there are some stats that got released about the beta.
Mm-hmm.
So during the beta, 25% of the Haga Basin area was explored.
How much?
25%.
Not bad.
107,959 players were swallowed by Shai Halud,
Ah,
which is sandworm. I'm one of them. There were 214,990 vehicles crafted. There were 9,980,575 scavengers killed.
damn.
There were 56,994 new planetologists trained. We are one of them as well. There was 1,086,763 people controlled by the voice. And this is a stat that you contributed a lot to.
What?
There was 8,483,054 Shigawire claws fired.
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't win.
There was 1,779,935 Sentinel turrets deployed. And there was 2,615,714 Swordmaster knee chargers. 4,093 spice hallucinations experience. 151,000 liters of water consumed. 8,715,331 liters of blood harvest. 500,000 unique schematics. 13,000 awoken minds from the trial of a kill, which I think is where you gain the blue eyes. There was 10,063 vehicles lost in sandstorms. And finally, there was 65,407 players that withered away in the sun.
Well done.
So there was a lot of stuff that was done that probably tells you that the game people really like the game. But yeah, that was the thing. They are releasing, by the way, for those of you interested, Skills and Schools of the Imperium, which is a series on their channel where they go over each of the classes. They released one for the Bene Gesserit. They've released one yesterday for the Trooper. And they'll release one probably for the rest of the classes as you go towards, probably one a week until release.
And as you guys know, what they have said that there'll be DLC, but it's choice DLC.
Yeah, there's some extra story DLC that'll come. There's some cosmetic DLC, stuff like that. But overall, from the, I'm going to say 16 hours that I played, I would say it's going to be a very, very big game. A lot of people are going to play it. I think it's going to be a game that does last quite a while because the devs seem receptive to feedback. They have already made some changes from beta feedback. And
Which at the end of the day was what the beta was for.
I mean, if you really think about it, we'd have been playing it today if the original release date had stayed.
That's good.
And I'll be honest with you. It releases in 3 weeks for us. 3 weeks, and I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I think the beta was a very good showing. I hope the rest of the game is equally as good and compelling. And one day, I will ride a sandworm. And you will call me Lisan Al Gahib.
I think as well, the beta was just showed to me that I think it's gonna be amazing for the fact that we know, me and Will like survival games, but the problem with a lot of survival games are they're not as fun. Like they're fun for like the first few hours. Like One Human. Stopped playing that ages ago because I just wasn't getting into it. And I think with this game being the way it is, I'm definitely ready for it. And I think it's going to be a game I play for ages and years. But anything else, Will?
Yeah, I agree. I think that if they keep up with how they're doing it, it's going to be a game that everyone enjoys and will continue to be played and expanded upon. And obviously, Dune has gained a lot of traction with the recent films and the TV show. But yeah, I would say that I am ready. I am prepped, and I can't wait to go back to Arrakis.
Yep, I can't wait either. And I'm just ready to get back to it. And if you want guys to see me and Will play it, I will be streaming it over on my Twitch, social media, when me and Will be playing it on the 5th of June.
I
Onward.
honestly just don't know what I'm gonna do until then.
Oh, why? I'm
I
trying to
mean,
play. I'm trying to find games to play, man.
I probably should just continue Oblivion Remastered for 3 weeks,
I've
and then
got Doom. I've got
like
Doom Dark Ages and Assassin's Creed to
put
play.
some other game. But like, I just want to play. I keep waking up excited to play Dune, realizing that the beta's ended, and that's a good game when that's the thing.
Yeah, you know it's a good game when you just want to wake up and play it.
So yeah, that's it from me because I
Yeah.
could rattle on all day about
Yeah.
it.
We'll let you guys let us know in the comments if you did play the beta. Let us know down below, and did you enjoy it or whatever. Let us know. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you all in the next video. And bye for now.
Bye for now.
We forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
It's over, Anakin!